mobile version. And of course, if you buy Hello Plus, you'd be able to have 6 people on. So this is the restriction right now about
And
hopping on.
also you are able to get any ads, right? If you are a premium
Yes,
Hello
there
Plus.
are six
Yes.
new features. There are 6 new features, and should I say every single thing? I think yes.
Okay. Oh, there's a six actually. Oh, I don't know about that. I just know that there will be no ads and you can open like more people.
Hmm. Advertisement, is that ad?
Lily's here.
Uh, Hello, Lily. Yes, she's here. She's not talking.
All right, Rupu,
Teacher.
I've shared through my YouTube channel and on my timeline. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
share from my timeline to our Hello FB page. Okay, you can watch it
Wow.
later.
All
Yeah,
right,
thank
teacher.
you so
That
So
would
much.
be great.
three
Thank you so
different
much.
places.
Yes, teacher.
Oh,
Just
So,
cool. That's.
okay.
I mean, so
So
there is an option for that, or is there you're using some third-party software?
it's like another platform, third party that allows you to share all your specific platform to broadcast live through your Facebook or
Hmm.
YouTube or few other platforms are there. You can share freely. Okay, it's
All right.
totally free for each and every person. The only thing is that you need to, I think, subscribe to them, create an account.
Right.
mhm.
I mean, are you sharing your screen right now, or is there a link for this live stream that you copy and pasting?
No, I'm sharing straight with the screen so that they can watch it
Oh, right,
directly.
right, right. Hmm. That's
That's
cool.
cool. Wow. I really didn't know about that feature. But thank you, teacher, for letting us know. So I'm
Yeah.
moving on to Tasaduk right now. So Tasaduk, are you there?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm here.
And people who
Yes.
do not know my YouTube channel, I can share with you so that you can watch it later.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Carry on talking, guys. And
Yeah, Ahmed and Tasadduk, can you please give your
Yes.
idea about how to manage anger?
Your anger, whenever you are angry, but how to manage that?
Yes. No.
Angry. Uh,
Ang-
Go on.
Yes, Tasaduk. Yes.
yes. Anger is an emotion that is never in. I mean, it's not an involuntary action. So there is always a strong reason behind it.
Hmm.
And expressing anger is, I mean, better than keeping it in. But the appropriate expression of anger is very important. I do, when I get angry, I do positive self-talk, which helps in building self-esteem and resilience. It works for me sometimes. And I'm a hardcore believer of the utilitarianism concept of the John Stuart Mill, and I try to focus on the outcome rather than the action. So I do these kind of things at that time. But yeah, I have to work more on the anger because sometimes I get more angry.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's all from my side.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So, just suppose you. I mean, can you tell us a plot that you or any kind of example from your side that yes, you faced that kind of problem and you got angry, and you managed yourself in that way.
Yes, I was in one live stream here on Hello application, and one guy he hopped on, and at that time he actually he tried to. I mean, he was doing a mocking at that time. He mocked my voice, my accent. So I became angry, and it was a bit offended. And I told him that why he is doing so, but he acted like a smart guy that I'm not doing it and all that. So I became angry. I just shouted. But after when I shouted, so I hop off. I thought that I should not. Indulge in any arguments and counter arguments because it's not good for me and it's not good on Hello application as well because I'm violating the code of conduct at the same time. So then I had positive self talk with myself that I have to focus on the positivity. These things happen on these platforms. These things happen in our lives, so we have to manage the things. So I focused on the positive side of the story. I focused on the other things, so I got rid of that at that time.
Okay, I would like to add something. For
Awesome.
example, the scenario that you just, mentioned. I mean, you have in that scenario you have like option to, you know, uh, get away from this situation quickly. Like you hopped off, right? For example, in person with someone, all right. And so, what will you in that? What will you do in that situation?
Sorry, I did not get the question.
I'm saying, for example, you just say that the a person on Hello, somehow he invokes, your anger, and you get
Yes.
angry, you shout it, and then
Yes.
you quickly hope off, and you
Hmm.
realize, you're not supposed to do that, and,
Hmm.
whatever the outcomes after that. Okay, what I'm saying, if the same scenario is the person is face to face, all right,
Hmm.
all right, what will you do? You're gonna walk away, or what would be your strategy on that time?
Yeah, obviously, face-to-face communication is something different. Why do we actually read the? I mean, actually, we read the actions and we read the signs and the symbols of the person that how he is talking to us. So if I face the same scenario face to face, I will definitely try to communicate with him in an effective manner, because in online communication we don't show our expressions. It's like a verbal communication, not we are not using the semiotic language, like the language of signs and symbols. So, in online communication we have only the words through which we can convince. We have the limited kind of communication here, but
Mm-hmm.
in face to face we have a lot of alternatives, so I can use those
Okay.
alternatives at that time. So I can communicate with him, I can make him understand that what he is doing is not good, I can provide him the other examples. Or when he won't understand, then I can stay silent and I can walk away. Obviously we should not go into the counter arguments. We should not go for the counter arguments with those people who don't understand us.
Okay, so you're
Mhm.
saying the first thing you will do is to be patient, right?
Yes, patience is a
Then,
virtue,
then you
obviously.
try to be reason with that person, right?
Yes. I should not do the same things what he did. I
Mm,
should not do the same things. I should try
that's
to
good.
present the examples, present the other kinds of other
Okay.
side of the story. I should provide the real life examples in front of him if it's face to face.
Oh, sorry, man,
So,
dude. I, I, it did an ad come out on my screen. I couldn't hear anything. Sorry about that.
uh,
It's okay.
mhm.
I don't know. That's crazy.
So Tasaduk is trying to say that he tried to be patient at the very first time, but when things are becoming extraordinary, or I mean extreme, that time he tried to skip that because he cannot do like the way the person was doing.
Mm.
Um, am I right, Tasaduk?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
That's
For example, you just say that you mentioned some guy that you follow their, the methods to deal with anger, but you said if you get angry, you think about the outcome, right? But you didn't use the method here
Yes.
with dealing with that guy. How are you gonna use that
I
method?
did.
Method.
First, I actually, the action was, my action was like, for example, it was, I followed the deontology first. I was like, action. I followed the action. That is, I shouted at him. But at the same time, I thought that the outcome, it can be disastrous, and I will get banned here. So there can be serious repercussions. So it is better to hop off and
Mm.
stay in the comment
Okay.
section and try to communicate with him in comment section. I tried, I did the same, but it did not work. Then I talked to Rupo at that time.
hmm
Right, Rupo.
Mm-hmm.
I try to
hmm
find the alternatives at the same time, and he told me that what should we do in these kind of situations. I think if the idea is more complex, it will take more time in diffusion and adoption. So there
Mm.
is a one theory in communication which we call a diffusion and adoption process by Elmo Roper. He says that when you present when the ideas are complex, it will take more time to in diffusion and adoption. So better is to
Yeah.
give the simple concepts in front of them. But if they won't understand, then there are the other alternatives. But I'm saying if it's face to face, we can use those alternatives. But if
Mm.
it's on internet, so we have the limited alternatives at the same time.
Mm. So
Or
what
if
I
you have
understand
the
so
other
far.
alternatives, I think I will. If you have the other solutions, you're most welcome. You can provide me.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
he
I
will.
understand.
He will, of course, say.
What I
So,
understand so far, for example, what I think is my opinion.
yes, yes.
Dealing with the anger, right? It's
Hmm.
not required. Uh, you can say uh, one sentence solution, or what is called, they're saying for solution for one thing. I don't know how to say it, but what I was thinking, that they're dealing with the anger, it requires a different method to deal with it. It's not one method, so it depends on the anger situation. You use different
Exactly.
methods to deal with the different kind of situations that angers, right? So it's not
Hmm.
limited to the just one thing you can just repeat on. Like you just mentioned two options, you you patience, you try to be reason with it, and then let it be. The second
Because
you say
Rupu gave me one
you get
scenario
angry.
only.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, I gave him one
yeah. I
scenario.
think there's a more than one scenario. Depends on your situation
It
and
depends
in
on
the
the situation,
environment where you've
obviously.
been, what kind of yeah, what kind of people you're facing where you are, and
If
what
you
kind
ask
of
me the different
the solution.
questions, I if you ask the
Hmm.
different questions, that means you are seeking different answers. So if there are
Hmm.
the
Mm,
different scenarios, so obviously there are the different different kind of
mm.
the
Yeah,
frameworks at that time.
That's true.
exactly. That's what
I'm
I'm
not
saying.
saying that I
So
am expressing
we're
the
not.
solutions of the anger management as a whole. Anger
No,
management
no,
is
no, no.
itself an umbrella term,
I'm not
so it
saying
has a
that
lot
you're
of
doing. I'm saying
subcategories.
it's my opinion. What I think, there is
Yes, exactly.
more than one solution to deal with the anger. No, no. It's I'm not saying that you just only saying what I say that it's my opinion. What I think, there is more than one
Exactly.
solution to deal with the anger. There are more than one
Yes.
ways.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes, of course, there are many ways, and he just shared his opinion, how he
yeah,
controlled himself. So,
yeah.
yes, thank you, Tasaduk. And
You're most
hey,
welcome. Thank you
Wasif,
so
welcome,
much.
bro.
Hey everyone, and
Tasaduk,
Assalamu
don't
alaikum,
go.
sir.
Walaikum assalam.
Hey, what's it,
Teacher,
bro?
you're muted.
Walaikum assalam. I'm a good listener, as you might be aware, so
Yes,
I've
teacher.
just muted. And I can hear the echo, that's why I'm also muted.
Oh, is it echoing? Yes, yes, a little bit, I guess.
I mean,
Can we mute ourselves and unmute ourselves again, please? It would be better to resolve this problem, I guess. So, I'm moving on to Mr. Ahmed. So, how do you manage your anger?
okay. In my, as I said before, but what I would say, generally, generally, I deal with patience. All right, because most of the time angers come from ignorance. You know, the person who's trying to be invoke you, or he's angry at you. In the end, what I think is come from the ignorance. Uh, One of the reason, and one of the main, you can say, strategy of mine is patience.
Hmm.
It's very hard. It's very easy to say. You have to train your mind. It will take a lot of time, and but eventually you train your mind, and you kind of, you can say, what do you say, you become like um, more good at it, right?
Hmm.
To being patient. So what I do first is patience, right? Then, because if I get angry, or if I react in anger, you will not able to think straight. If
Hmm.
you're not able to think straight, it will be disastrous, right? So the first thing that I do to deal with anger is patience. Yeah.
So, after that stage, like, yes, you are patient, and what happens if that
Mm,
person surpass the situation? Like if the
mm,
person is too extreme. I mean, I asked that question to Tasadik also, that if the
okay.
person is too extreme, what you do? I mean, not every time you would be able to have the patience, right? So
Okay.
what would be the next scenario if it becomes
Hmm.
extreme?
Well, the most of the time, if the person is, if the person is very extreme, right, and obviously, uh, being reasoned with that person is useless. Well, he's already out of his mind. He's angry. He's not thinking straight. Being try to be reasoned with that guy, he will just put a fuel on a fire. So I think the patience is the first thing you will do. But if you keep doing it, right, and well, what you do is again, you want to try to avoid it, right? Because you don't want to start a new, you don't want to open a Pandora box. Because if you reply to an angry person, you will make him more angrier, right? With a person in the extreme level, he's very angrier. Giving him an answer, even you giving him a answer that makes sense, right? He will start getting more angrier, and in the end, he's gonna start becoming more physical. So dealing with an angry person, I mean, sorry for someone, you're talking about myself, right? I'm sorry,
Hmm.
I was I was talking
It's
about
okay.
another
It's
person.
okay. It's
Uh,
okay.
so for myself, again, I think not to invoke that other person, it will be best strategy for me not to involve it, just walk away, right? If you do have the ability, if you have possibility, if you're in a situation you can just walk away with that person, I think that's the best thing you can do. Be patient and walk away because you're not gonna change that person's mind. He's an angry. He's not gonna listen to you. And if you're trying to be reason with that guy, he will become more angry. Situation will get worse.
Okay. Okay. So it's all about patience and staying
Yes, and
silent.
patience.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's cool. Almost same answer like Tasaduk. Like we all have to be patient. We all
Yeah.
have to, yes, we all have to wait and see what happens next. Ah, thank you so
Mm.
much, Mr. Ahmed. So I am going to Mr. Wasif, the
Hey,
super cool.
please.
So, what is your idea about that topic? How to manage anger?
Uh, Honestly speaking, I actually don't have many things to say about how to manage anger because I had that problem for a long time. Sometimes I had to face a lot of struggles to manage my anger. So, honestly speaking, I don't have any suggestions or any solutions about this. But what I did when I was in that kind of situations, I created a long distance that worked for me. I mean, the factors, the triggers which you know invoke these situations, I always try to maintain a long distance from those things. So actually, that worked for me. I don't know if it's the right method or wrong method. I just did that.
Okay. So you try to keep long distance,
Yeah.
but I mean, I asked that, and just
Hmm.
suppose you cannot keep distance, right? Not always you'd be able to do that. I mean, sometimes there would be some people who would be in front of yourself, but you are angry on that person, but you have to. I mean, you have to be there. So what you will do? Like you are angry with that person, but
Uh,
what will do? Yes, that
well,
is.
I had that bad habit. I mean, when I was young,
Mhm.
uh, a little young. I mean, that time I couldn't control myself. I mean, I was always about to explode. So sometimes I was like, I couldn't control myself. That was the truth. But right now, if you ask me like, what would I do? What will I do in my, let's say, in near future, but or present? I'll say that probably I will keep silent. I mean, nowadays I'm trying to learn these things to keep silent at the moment, to let the heat of the moment to go. I guess this will be my. I actually don't have anything to say about this.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you so much. So I am moving on to teacher right now. Thank you, Wasif. Okay, I think I'm going to talk with now teachers. So teacher, if you please unmute yourself.
Thank you very much, Ripu.
Thank
Excuse
you,
me.
teacher. Yes, teacher.
So, I don't know if you have defined which emotion we call anger or angry. I'm angry, or I've got anger management problems. You know, that's the first thing we need to understand. When we call someone is angry, it could be a verbal, abusing. It could be a physical threat. It could be an emotional expression. It could be anything that is related to bursting your pressure that is inside you.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly speaking, there are few ways, though you have explained almost every strategies. But I've got a question. I'm sure none of you does that. Do
Mm-hmm.
you record when you become angry? Do you record, maintain a logbook?
Never ever.
Never ever.
I've
Okay,
never done that.
you never do that. I'm sure none of you does that. It's better if you like to reflect and manage your angerness, to keep a small tiny notebook. When you become angry, write the date and time and the reason. And also when you are cool and you are calm down now, check the time difference, how long it takes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Wow.
so this will be another strategic policy for developing some techniques how you can control yourself. Because if you read this journal or the notebook after 1 month, and you'll be able to find out there might be a pattern of your being angry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Yes.
because sometimes, because we are all humans, you have to remember that our emotions are not always controllable. We are not able to control all the emotions:
Yes, teacher.
Mm,
sadness, happiness, accident, injury, family pressure, money, class, a profession, academic problem.
Mm-hmm.
In our life there is always problem. Sometimes,
Everything. Yes, teacher. Everything.
because we know how to control ourselves, and most of you are already have explained, you guys are intelligent, talented, and smart enough to control your own problems. Then just follow the techniques which is helpful for you.
mm,
And let me share
yeah.
one personal story in my family. That's a bit
Yes,
funny
teacher.
though. I shared it few days ago. The same question was asked. One of our family members, when the person becomes angry, breaks all the glasses. The glasses are placed one by one on the floor,
Oh my goodness.
and we keep quiet until the person becomes cool and calm
Come.
down.
Oh my goodness.
So this is
Wow.
another psychological disorder, honestly, guys. That why you have to
Yes.
be a
Yeah.
destructive attitude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. That was new. Like, teacher, you just said that recording myself or recording ourselves while angry, and the frequency of being angry, we have to record it too. So that was new for me. I will keep it in my mind. Thank you so much, teacher. Yes, teacher.
You're very welcome.
Mm.
I can stay a little bit more. Sorry, I need to go because I've got a class and lesson as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right, teacher.
By the way, dear viewers,
Teacher, thank you so much.
that's
Thank you so
that's
much for giving that insight. Really, that is helpful.
Of
you're very
course.
welcome. Thanks, Wasif, Ahmed, Tasadu, Cookie Monster, Rupu, and all the people. You can watch
Yes.
this recorded part through the YouTube channel. If you want, I can give you the link later. Once again, I've shared it,
Yes, teacher. Of
and
course.
also it has been shared through my timeline. I have noticed that Rupu has shared on his live, timeline as well,
Yes.
and
Yes.
it has been
Yes.
shared through our Hello Facebook page. We have got a Hello Facebook page as well, guys. And
And
oh,
also Facebook
okay.
group.
yeah, so
Mhm.
you can watch it from there. All right.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Thank you very much,
Right.
everyone.
Thank
Cool.
you so much, teacher. Thank
Thank you,
you. Take care
teacher.
of yourself,
Thank you.
teacher.
Thank
I'll
you,
Have a
see you
good
teacher.
later.
time.
Bye.
Assalamu